Say hi to the world out there that might watch this.
Hello, this is Trentemøller.
Cool. So, yeah, tell me about your set here, and what do you think of Coachella in general?
We just came earlier today. Actually, we played in San Francisco yesterday. It was also very fun, and we had a really good after party in the bus. So we were quite tired when we arrived this day earlier. But it was amazing playing here to Coachella. I think it was one of our best festival gigs we've ever had, actually.
Cool.
And the crowd was amazing. So, yeah.
What are the festivals like in Denmark? How do they compare to this? Besides the warmth, of course.
Yeah. That's a big difference. But we were playing for 2 years ago at the Roskilde Festival. It's I think it's the biggest festival in Northern Europe.
Yeah.
It was also amazing. It was even wilder, maybe, because we were playing for 60,000 people that just went crazy.
Wow.
So that was also special because it was in my home country, and Roskilde has always been a festival that I've been going to since I was a teenager. But this was really as good.
Cool. Now, when you're traveling to other countries, what are some of the biggest misconceptions about Denmark and Danish people? When you talk to people, what do they assume about Denmark?
I think, I don't know, one thing that they are definitely right about is that Danes drink a lot. I think it's quite clear here because at a Roskilde Festival you can buy a beer or booze or whatever, alcohol anywhere, but here it's only in the VIP areas, in special areas, and even in the artist backstage it was not possible to get a beer. That was a little bit disappointing, but maybe it was also good that we weren't that drunk on stage. Yeah,
that's cool. So I've seen you twice now, and you have that kind of curtain thing that you have in front of you at the beginning, and I was wondering what the thinking was behind that. Why did you choose to do that?
Yeah, it was made out of an idea to have a kind of a visual thing that could give some depth or some kind of three-dimensional depth to the stage.
Yeah.
Because we really like when we go to different venues to kind of transform the stage into our own thing. And instead of just making visuals that are projected as we did on our first tour, we thought it would be much more interesting to have something that could move in different layers. But of course, it's some heavy shit, and it's really quite expensive to bring it on the road. But
I was curious what emotions you hope to instill with your music. Because when I listen to your music, it's very kind of foreboding. I get a lot of sense of dread about it in a cool way, And I was curious if that's your intention, or what kind of emotions you're hoping to instill.
What I would like, my music to express is something that both has this kind of dark melancholic vibe.
Yeah.
It still has some groove in it, and something that is also moving forward. So having I'm trying to work very much with contrast in my music. So we have something that is very beautiful, and then there's some evil shit coming in and suddenly tear it all down,
Yeah.
And then also sound-wise, using analog versus digital, and warm sounds and very cold clinical sounds.
Yeah.
And trying to have those clashes. We were only allowed to play 50 minutes tonight here at the Coachella. Normally we're playing 1.5 hours, and then you have the possibility to even make it more dynamic. So, and just to incorporate even more depth in the music, I think.
Yeah. Your music is very cinematic, and I was curious if there are any film directors you'd love to work with, either scoring their films or have them do the music for direct one of your videos or anything like that.
David Lynch.
Yeah.
Of course.
It seems like a perfect match.
Yeah. It's very obvious, and actually Pedro Almodovar is actually using one of my tracks for his new movie.
Oh,
so
cool.
I was really like, wow, because I'm a big fan of
That's cool.
So
that's the second time he's come up today. I was interviewing the band CSS, and they have a song on their album that's inspired by him.
Yeah, okay.
So they're talking about how they wanted to work with him too. So.
Yeah, but for me, you know, soundtracks really also gives me so much inspiration, because it is all about instrumental music and trying to express some feelings without using lyrics and words, and you know, that is always a big challenge, I think, especially playing on, you know, such a in front of so many people without having any, you know, lead singer who could say hello Coachella. So it's like trying to communicating through the music. But that is also a beautiful thing. If it is possible to do it.
Right. Have you been approached to do soundtrack work?
Yeah, recently I was actually doing 2 soundtracks for 2 Danish movies, but I would love to do more soundscore things. Yeah, definitely. But right now we are quite busy touring. We are in the middle of our US tour now. And we have a lot of festival through the summer in Europe. So, but next year could be great.
Have you already started thinking about your next album?
Yeah, sort of, you know, but to be honest, we are touring so much, and we're playing, you know, nearly every day now for a long time. Yeah. So it's a little bit more hard sometimes to have to find time for that in the two of us. Cool.
Are you working on any other projects right now?
Yeah, I have actually just finalized. I have produced an album for a new Danish indie girl duo called Darkness Falls.
Okay, cool.
They have just released an EP for 2 weeks ago, and their album will be out in the fall this year. Cool. So that is the first time that I have been trying to produce someone that is not myself.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Well, just a couple more questions. I was curious, when you were a kid or when you were younger, did you go to festivals in Denmark? And if you could remember what your first experience was like going to a festival?
Definitely Roskilde, because I think that I have been to that festival for 15 times, I think. And the first time, I think it was like 15, 16 years old, and it was quite wild, because it was one of the first times that I, been out drinking and being at a festival and doing all those things that you're not allowed to do. So you know, that was really great, and Roskilde has a really loose and really cold vibe. So
Cool. And last question, we're working on a special issue about comedy, and I was curious if there are any comedians that you particularly admire, or if there are any comedy movies or TV shows you like.
I'm a big fan of Woody Allen. I've always loved his films, especially the old ones. Manhattan, Hannah and his sisters. They're so great, because they also have this kind of romantic, dramatic things to them. Also, then I'm also a big fan of Ricky Gervais.
Oh yeah.
I think it's so funny. So
That's cool. What's Danish comedy like?
We actually have. I think most of it is pretty bad, because it's you know, stand-up is very big also in Denmark right now. And most of the stand-up is, I don't know, it's really not my humor. I think my type of humor.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you. I think it's a quite important part of our show. So.
Cool.